Canada is strong. We can give ourselves far more than anyone can take away. That's the message Prime Minister Mark Carney is sending after Trump's latest tariff escalation. At a moment when many expected retaliation, Carney made a calculated choice. No theatrics, no tit for tat. Just deliberate, long-term rebuilding. Trump imposed a 35% tariff on Canadian goods not covered by USMCA. But Carney didn't blink. Instead of rushing a deal, Canada doubled down on domestic investment, infrastructure, and trade diversification. The tone is quiet, but firm. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne and Foreign Minister Anita Anand traveled to Mexico this week for high-level talks with President Claudia Sheinbaum. The goal? Deepen cooperation and repair a strained relationship. Both countries missed Trump's August 1st deadline for bilateral trade deals. Mexico got a 90-day reprieve. Canada didn't. Still, Carney isn't rushing. He's playing the long game, quietly strengthening ties and building insulation against future US volatility. In 2024, some Canadian officials wanted to cut Mexico out of USMCA to cut a direct deal with Trump. That move soured relations. But now, facing a common challenge, Canada and Mexico are coordinating, not competing. Talks in Mexico City aren't just about trade, they're about redefining North American diplomacy without relying solely on the US. Carney's entire strategy avoids the volatility Trump thrives on. No panic, no appeasement. Canada's focusing on internal resilience. And it's not just federal. In Windsor, Ontario, Canada's auto hub, Mayor Drew Dilkens has rejected any second-rate deal just to satisfy Washington. That resistance isn't loud, but it's unified. Trump expected Canada to fold. But even as Stellantis reported billion-dollar losses and new tariffs rattled supply chains, Canada stayed measured. Instead of reacting, it's repositioning, partnering with Mexico, expanding value-added sectors, and protecting key industries like steel. Trump's 50% steel tariff hit hard. In response, Carney imposed strict import quotas, a 25% tariff on Chinese steel, and introduced Canadian Steel for Canadian Projects rule. Canada also committed $70 million to retrain workers, an unmistakable sign of a country realigning away from US dependency. Meanwhile, Trump faces revolt at home. His own base is fracturing after he dismissed calls to fully release the Epstein files. MAGA influences, once loyal, now accuse him of defending the very establishment he promised to expose. Trump called them foolish for pushing the issue, and they've pushed back. This breakdown isn't just political, it's identity-based. Drain the swamp was central to MAGA. The Epstein files symbolized that mission. Now, Trump's silence is being seen as surrender. Commentators close to his base warn he could lose up to 10% of his support, potentially costing Republicans 40 House seats in 2026. Trump says it's over, but his base doesn't agree. Inside the White House, options like appointing a special counsel or doing press tours were floated. Nothing happened. Trump is stonewalling, and his followers are noticing. At the same time, Canada and Mexico are accelerating a $120 billion Northern Corridor trade route, bypassing the US entirely. It's a signal. Close allies are planning for a world where American reliability can't be assumed. This isn't collapse, it's contraction. Of trust, of control, of influence. Trump's strategy built on loyalty is now crumbling under the weight of defiance, from allies abroad and believers at home. This is True State Report. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.